to open the chat box and you can post the questions there. And maybe at the end, then Nitin Vasnik can read all the questions. Jyoti ma'am, thank you. Kale sir, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Kakavi Pure sir, welcome. Good morning. Meenakshi ma'am, Nilama, Bhavita ma'am, all of you, good morning. Nice to see you all.
Sir.
Yeah.
I actually, one of my colleagues, for online teaching, had suggested this, pen tab, okay? Pen tab of Wacom. So that, I can show the diagrams or, drawing or whatever.
Yes.
Say, like, if I'm writing something of a biochemistry, some equation.
Right.
So, yeah, I would like, of course, then I've purchased it, but I'm trying to, I think you have to get it, practice a little because, so, but then, I want to know if there is anything else like, by which we can have it, that will help or aid in the online teaching.
So what
yes,
what
sir.
I do is either you can use, see, on the Zoom share screen.
Yes.
On the Zoom share screen, there's a whiteboard which is also available. See here.
Okay.
Now on this whiteboard, you can write, whatever you want.
Okay.
This way.
Yes.
Why buy another app? I mean, there is a whiteboard available. You can easily write whatever you want. And if you don't want to write, you can even immediately write the text, see like this. So everybody can see.
Right. Okay. So we can use a mouse when we are like, now when you wrote CA2, so you used a mouse, the mouse only.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I mean, this is a whiteboard available on Zoom. I'm now canceling the whiteboard. But the only problem is if children, that is students, start playing mischief, then it becomes difficult because they can also start writing on the whiteboard. So you have to, so you have to be careful not to give any screen sharing to the children, to the students.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I conducted a school reunion 2 Sundays ago for my school. Now, I think I will start talking initially also. A very good morning to all of you and a warm welcome. It's a nice, cool Sunday and it's nice to see all of you. I thought this would be a lovely platform to interact with all of you. I've been visiting your colleges at some point of time or the other on several occasions. I will start my video. I think that's better. Yeah, very good morning to all of you and nice Savan ka Mahina welcome to all of you. I thought since I have a lot of resources and a lot of teachers are calling me up, each one of you might be smiling because teachers do call me and ask me for resources. So I thought the best way is to conduct a Zoom talk and share whatever possibilities of teach and learn are there on the internet and so on. I will start with a very famous English proverb, and that is, if a man is hungry, give him a fish, you can feed him for 1 day, but teach him how to fish and you can feed him for lifetime. Which means that when you call me or contact me and I give you the resources, initially you may be happy to get all the resources for 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. But then later on what happens is you become dependent on somebody for resources and that becomes a little problematic. So rather than that, I was thinking since quite some time that if we have these kind of online sessions, maybe once in 15 days or something, and exchange between zoology teachers and make our subject the most popular with the kind of online resources that we can look for and search for and discover, then we can share. I mean, I feel that there is nothing to hide. All of us are in different colleges. There is no competition. We want to make our subject the best, and we want children, our students, to learn maximum from our online resources that we can gather, discover, and put it in the computer. So what I'm going to do is I have put my entire, folders and so on in front of you. I have structured the talk for today a little bit. And once what I want to discuss with you is over, then we can have more things, and we can have individual questions and so on. So once again, good morning and a warm welcome. Now, you will be surprised to know that I said on the group as well that I have. So I will share my screen now. I will stop my video. Enough of seeing my face. Yeah. So Nitin, you keep your mic on, because in case in between any time my voice is not heard or you cannot see the screen or something, you can immediately tell me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, keep your mic on. Don't worry. Yeah. So
Sure,
what I'm
sure.
trying to show you is that what I have done on my computer itself is I have arranged the folders in such a way that it is very easily accessible. So the 37 years that I taught in Bhavans College, I keep all my folders in a proper systematic manner. This is just college. So in college, I have FY-BSc, SY-BSc, TY-BSc. If you see in that first year BSc, before 2015, all the kinds of PowerPoints and so on. So this is the first thing that you will need to do. The reason is because only when your folders are systematically organized, once you start downloading all the stuff from internet, then you will be able to put it in specific folders, because it is like a big, huge Pandora's box. The moment you start looking at websites, you will not know at what point you will find which resource. At some time, you might find immunology resource, you might find wildlife resource, physiology, ecology, embryology, evolution, all the possible subjects that you can think of. What I'm going to show you now, you will keep on finding resources. So if these folders are not properly organized right from the beginning, you will have a really, really big problem. What I have done, now you can see, in academics and education, where I train teachers in international schools and so on, I have created a folder called Biology, PowerPoints and Animations. Sorry, Biology, PowerPoints and Pictures, and Biology, Movies and Animations. I'll come to that later on. But when you go to Biology, PowerPoints, now you can see from A to Z, anatomy, botany, careers, coordinates, classification, cytology, ecology, embryology, epidemiology. The reason is because I have been literally sitting at home, not now, since last
So
20
the screen
years.
is not changing. Excuse me, sir. The screen is not changing.
Okay.
At my end, it's not. I can just see ecology, ethology exams.
Yeah. That is what I am on. Okay. Yeah. In each of these folders, you can see subfolders. So you'll have to slowly, once you start looking at it, you'll be able to learn more and more. But keep these folders ready. So one is about PowerPoints, okay, and pictures that you might see. All these are PowerPoints. And the second is about animations. So these are biology, movies, and animations. Okay, fine. Now, once you have made these folders, you can make the folders according to first year BSc, second year BSc topics that you are teaching. And in first year BSc, you can go through the syllabus and say, Unit 1, these topics. Unit 2, these topics. Unit 3, these. So this is how you can make the folders and keep them ready. Okay. Now I will start with the going to the websites. Okay. So once you open your browser, now the commonest browser that you can use either Google Chrome, which is a very, very good browser, or you will also have to download Internet Explorer. I will tell you why slightly later on. Okay. So I
Excuse me,
use,
sir.
yeah.
Sorry,
Can you
sorry.
browser?
There is one. At my end, the screen is not changing. It's stuck on the Windows Explorer, and there is one participant. He's posting. I can't see your screen.
Why?
Can you restart sharing the screen so that it
Okay,
can
let
resolve the
me,
issue?
okay,
It
one
has
minute.
become static. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now,
Yeah. Now I can see the cursor. Right.
okay.
It is one webinar Zoom. Yeah. Now we can see the browser.
Now it's changing. Okay, fine, fine, fine.
Yeah.
What I was saying is Google Chrome is one of the best browsers that you can use. And this Chrome has the facility of saving all the websites that you visit. You can choose from here. This is bookmark, star. Okay. From star, you can keep on selecting each of the screen and bookmark and keep it. And you can even put it folder wise, chapter wise, and so on and so forth. Now, what you need to do is keep your Google search window ready. If you're searching for anything else, you can go straight to Google search. Okay. If you're using Chrome to select or to search for specifically scientific stuff, then on Google Chrome, type, you'll see here. I'm doing it so that you'll know. Okay. Google Scholar. Now, Google Scholar, always what you must do is, if you have the middle mouse button on the mouse, you can click on that so it will open in a new tab, or right click on it. Don't click on it directly because you will get frustrated finding the same link backwards. So open link in new tab. What I do is I keep on opening new tab again and again. Now this is your Google Scholar. For science, for zoology, for all of us, this is the main window from where you can search scientific papers, journals, any articles or anything like that. So I'm going to start with, let's say, okay. Now, what about movement and locomotion? So start by saying, let's say you want to search for a PowerPoint. Put this .ppt at the beginning. .ppt is the file extension for PowerPoint. Okay. So if you put .ppt and after that you put whatever topic you put, all the PowerPoints which are available will open up. Now, how to search for these PowerPoints specifically? At the beginning of that, you will see HTML means it is a website where the PowerPoint is available. Okay. Or keep on searching until you go to the windows where these PowerPoints are available. Okay. So I'm going to do here .ppt. Okay. And cell structure. Okay. Cell structure and function. .ppt cell structure. Now, immediately what will happen is there are slide shares which are available. Now, slide share, the only issue is I'll show you what slide share is all about. Slide share is a PowerPoint which is available only on the website. You cannot, usually you may not be able to download unless the person has given the rights for anybody to download. Otherwise, you cannot download. So the best thing to do is to go and search for, okay, like this, chapters. Because what will happen is I'm going to open in a new tab. Okay. If at any point you don't understand, just switch on your mic and ask me a question, because otherwise there are some which are topic related or immediate relation. Why am I clicking this one specifically is because in most universities abroad, every university has got their own departments, and each of those departments, they make hundreds and hundreds of PowerPoint by taking the help of students. So what they do basically is they take research associates, they take teaching associates, and they ask them to do gadha majuri of making PowerPoints. My simple submission to you is that I have hardly made any PowerPoints. All these PowerPoints that you can see here, okay, and animations and so on that you can see here, chapter wise, okay, I'll just select all, and just to show you what I mean, I'm going to go and see properties. Can you see there are 7 to 8 GB, and how many files are there? 2545 files in 116 folders. These are all the PowerPoints that are there. Like this, from international school teaching and so on and so forth, there are many of these PowerPoints that I have stored and kept. Why am I saying that I'm selecting this chapter 3 is because this particular person from this website will have several chapter-wise PowerPoints, okay? So this is only a single chapter in which there is a PowerPoint. Now this is, read here, this is saying PPT, okay? Go here on the right side and you can directly download, okay? Save the file, download it, and this is the entire PowerPoint that you have. It is about cell structure and so on and so forth. Now, there are lovely diagrams. See, this is what I'm saying. You don't have to create anything, but please remember one thing, just as we teach our students not to copy anything, this first slide, okay, which is of the university and from where you have taken the PowerPoint, please keep that because you are giving credit to the person who has created the PowerPoint, okay? I never delete the first and the last slide because they give, see here it is, okay? It is there who has created the PowerPoint. So please keep that, tell your students that you have downloaded this from several websites. Now, what was the reason that I told you I selected chapter? Go to this browser here, okay? And here is where the entire path is there. Go one step back. What is one step back? Go only till the /. Okay? What did I do? I went to the browser here, and that is where the entire tree, the entire browsing tree is there. From that, you just go back and go to the /, the next, the previous one. Okay? I'm clicking enter. Can you see what has come on my screen? Forbidden. Now, which means that this folder is forbidden for me. So what you do, again, please pay attention and see what I'm doing. Go one back, okay? Bridge, again, forbidden, okay? Now, go one more / back, okay? Forbidden, still again forbidden, okay? Now you go back and this is the website. Sometimes you will get websites where individual / will be available to you. Okay. Now, this is a website in India itself. I think it's Kannada. Most probably Bhavika ma'am will tell us. Yeah. I don't know, either Telugu or Kannada it is. I can't make out. But if you select a site which is abroad, okay, I'm going to do that. biologyjunction.com. Okay. It's asking me directly to take it. But if you right click on that and click copy link address, can you see here? Copy link address. If you copy the link address and you go and open it in a browser and paste that link address, once again you can see it is ending in .ppt. Okay. So what you do is, I'm going to do the same thing which I told you earlier. Go one / backwards, and this is biologyjunction.com. Okay. Now it will open the website, and here go to the entire material or resources. Now see here, with one website, I'm getting so many PowerPoints and resources. This is exactly what I wanted you to see. Chemistry of organisms, biochemistry of organisms, cells, resources, ecology, taxonomy, microorganisms, So if you download only one PowerPoint, you will get that PowerPoint, but you will miss out on a huge number of resources that are shared by that individual website. I'm going to taxonomy because I got one phone call for taxonomy, and see here, this is second semester taxonomy. Okay. Materials, classroom materials. Okay. One more thing that you can do from the website, I'm pushing it down. Yeah. Is going to the site map. Okay. Now, what is a site map? If you go to any foreign university site map, I'll open up one or two of them and show you. Okay. Yeah. I'm copying this and I'll paste it here and open a site map. Okay. Yeah. This is NCBI. Okay. And now you can see the same thing which I showed you earlier. Rather than going just on one PowerPoint or one animation or something, you go to the root, ROOT, root directory. That means the basic directory. And from there, you will get hundreds and thousands of resources that may be available. Okay. So on this site now, okay, you can see, I'm going to type / site map. Okay. Now look at this, what has opened. Now, we are running out of time. I had already told you, at whichever time the entire meeting will end, please click on the same link with which you entered into the meeting. Every 40 minutes, this is a free version. So every 40 minutes, the time will end and it will tell you that it's going to end. So you'll have to click on the same link and come back. Okay. I will wait for 2-3 minutes for everyone to come back. Right now, there are 24 teachers, including me. So I will wait now. Okay. So what can I do on the sitemap? You can search. What am I going to search on NCBI? I'm writing animations. I want to see all the possible animations that can be possible on the NCBI website. See what has opened now. All the animations that the site has, they will open up one by one. See here. In genetics, genome, chemicals, proteins, all these are animations. BLAST, we have it for SYBSC. Okay. All that opens up and you can have a look and go. So each university abroad, go to the root directory on the search here. Okay. Go to sitemap, and in the sitemap, you can either search for animations or you can write .ppt, or I'm going back now, search NCBI. Okay. .ppt. Look at this. I did just searching NCBI and .ppt. Nishita, I'm conducting a Zoom webinar for teachers.
So you're in middle of something?
I'm conducting a webinar. So .ppt, look at this. For each of, there are, on gene, there are 72. Can you see each topic? There are so many PowerPoints. I open up. Okay, I'm going to open up one of them. Okay, nucleotide. There. All these are individual PowerPoints on topics that you may get. Now, had I kept my folders ready, I would have just, one more thing. When you say download, don't just simply download on the Google here on this side. Can you see here? Because what will happen otherwise is everything will get downloaded in the folder called download. So please don't do that. Go to settings on Google Chrome. Okay. In the settings, go to advanced settings, advanced, right below here, advanced settings. And in the downloads here, can you see? This is saying location downloads. Change that and you say ask where to save each file before downloading. Activate this so that you can keep on selecting on which folder your individual downloads must go to. Now, if you do this, half your problem will be solved, because otherwise, if I don't do this, look at this. If I don't do this, all the downloads will go to a folder called downloads, and then you will be in a big mess. So this is a big problem. Rather than that, for each file, you select a folder. Okay, so that is the best thing to do. So this is over on settings. Now, okay, Mytilus strain genome I have selected. So it will ask me which folder to go to, and then you can entirely download the file. It's downloading large sequence of so many MBAs. I'm canceling because I don't want this. Okay. So this is about PowerPoints. So as I said, .ppt should be your prefix for every PowerPoint, and then you type the name or the topic that you are interested in. This is the first thing. Now, second thing is about animations. Now, animation files are called as shock wave files. Shock यानी कि जो current लगता है वैसा shock wave files. So the short form for that is .swf. You can see here .swf. Okay. So what I do is I just type any topic that I want a animation, and I type .swf, and I get immediately all the kinds of shockwave files that are available here. Okay. Now I'm going to go to one of them, open link in the new tab. Okay. I hope the screen you can see. Oh, it's a PDF file. Okay. Okay, so very nice. Probably it is on the HTML page or on the website page of the entire thing. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah. Can you see? This is a shockwave file. Okay. You click on that.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is a video to show you the difference between the lytic and lysogenic cycles of how bacteriophages can reproduce.
Okay.
Now, just remember that
here, this is a YouTube
process, or both these processes, have
This
only
is
to
a
do
YouTube.
with bacteriophages, which is
Go
viruses that
from
attack
here,
bacteria.
Go on the youtube.com page. Okay. When you
It
click
doesn't
that on the
happen
YouTube
in
page,
animal
I'm stopping
viruses
the
like
commentary here. Okay. Go on the YouTube page. Okay. Here is the link to that. On the top, you will see the link. Now, the problem with YouTube animations and thing is you can easily solve. And how can you easily solve? Okay. By downloading the YouTube animation or the entire video. For that, there are several softwares that are available on, you just type YouTube downloader. Okay. Select what is your PC, whether it's a Mac, Apple, or a PC. Okay. YouTube downloader for PC. Now, can you see these are the various downloaders that are available on the site? My personal choice is this particular downloader called Xilisoft. 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 This is how the downloader will look. Okay, I'll type here Xilisoft. Okay. Now, what is the advantage of this? You can keep this software downloaded on your desktop itself. Okay. Now see the fun. I'm going back to the last download that we were looking at. Okay. The YouTube. Yeah. There is a, oh, sorry. 1 minute, huh? I was on a page where, yeah, here it is. So I'm going back to see it on the YouTube. Now,
It
can you
doesn't
see
happen.
on the top, the browser, just copy. Control C is copy, just copy. The moment you open Zillisoft, it will automatically paste it there. I repeat, copy it on the web browser. Okay. I copied it here. Here is where I copied. Okay. Selected all. Control C copy. Control C is copy. Just you open Zillisoft and it will open the, and you say download. Can you see it is downloading that lysogenic cycle of bacteriophage? Okay. And then here is the folder where it has saved it. It's 5 MB file. Okay. The folder is here. Okay. Here it is. Now you can carry this to your class. Yeah. Open all YouTube files on VLC Media Player. You'll need this VLC Media Player. So this you will have to also download and keep it with you. Okay. I'm going to select and say okay. Now it will open the...
Lysosomes are membrane-bound vesicles that contain hydrolytic enzymes. These enzymes digest particles or cells taken into the cell by phagocytosis. They also digest
problem in using software or resources on the net and so on. He will not tell you, वो जैसे हनुमान जी को श्राप या वरदान मिला था कि you will not tell about your forte and your good things to people. People will come and ask you, only then you can tell. So he's like that. Right, Nitin?
No comments.
No, Nitin is highly knowledgeable.
I can share a couple of things after this thing is over,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
how
sure,
to
sure.
search files. Yeah,
Yes,
how to search
yes.
file. I can
Right.
show that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Good, good, good. Yeah, it's, I mean, I always keep on learning so many things from my students and my children. So that's very, very good. You can easily take the advantage of that. Chalo, mere khayal se most of the people have come. I will...
Yeah, I will admit as they rejoin.
Ah.
It's not a problem.
You'll have to enable my screen sharing.
Okay. Yeah, it's enabled now.
Yeah, okay. Share computer sound. Yeah. Can you see my entire screen?
Yeah, we can see the Word document, the browser now. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So on YouTube, as I said, what I do is I just download each of the important animations that you find on YouTube. So let's say I've written embryonic development in frog on YouTube. I'm telling you literally every animation or every kind of file you will get. So look at this, developmental biology part 6. Usually I like such kind of YouTubes because there will be
I have to stop and tell you guys about Lecturio. Lecturio. Lecturio is essentially
so you can go ahead.
an
Okay, friends.
You can see here. This is an entire teacher's lecture on frog embryology. Okay, cleavage, gastrula, blastula, everything will be there. Okay. Some teacher has conducted a talk. Now, why did I go in that chapter wise? Because on the right hand side, you will see more of similar videos that you are looking for. On the right hand side, you will see all the possible kinds of videos that are present. So frog life cycle. Okay.
Animals, which means that their bodies are the same temperature as the air or water.
So once again, go to this address where the file is, copy it, Control C, open your Zilisoft. Okay, already it has come. When you click on download, that same entire video will get downloaded in a folder. Here you can see it is downloaded. Okay, 5.52 MB file. Okay, and then you have it. If you don't download, the biggest problem is that you can only open on a browser, and if the day you're taking a lecture, if you don't have internet, you are doomed, or in your classroom. So the only way is to download each animation, each YouTube video, and keep it in your folder. As I said earlier, don't make any PowerPoints, don't make any videos. Everything is available on the net. Only sit and search for it. Okay. Now I'm coming to the Shockwave file once again. I'm going to close so many browsers which are there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going again on Shockwave files because suddenly it opened up a YouTube thing, and a Shockwave file, once you search, okay, it appears. I will open. I had kept one file open. Yeah. Now, to open a Shockwave file, .swf is the file extension, as I said earlier. You will need an Internet Explorer. I'll tell you why. If you download a Shockwave file, you will be shocked to know that the file does not open when you go for a lecture. And the reason is because Shockwave file is usually hidden by the person who has hosted it, and it becomes difficult for you to open up the file if you are taking it to the classroom. So what you will need is an Internet Explorer on your computer or your laptop. Internet Explorer is IE. I will show it to you. Okay. Yeah. Here is Internet Explorer. This is how the sign looks like. Okay. Fine. It's E with this sign. Now, I'm going to open the Internet Explorer, and please look at this, what I'm doing. You can note it down, or you will need to memorize it. And what is that? Go to the tools, go to Internet Options, okay, Tools, Internet Options, okay. Go to where you can see the Advanced. This is how it looks: General, Security, Privacy, Content, Connections, Program, Advanced. Now, you will see here as you scroll down, can you see this multimedia? Okay, multimedia. In that, okay, you will see a Open DirectX file and content. Okay, multimedia and security. Sorry, here it is, security. Read this: allow active content from CDs to run on my computer. Allow active content to run in files on my computer. You will have to tick this box. I repeat, I'm going back again. Internet Explorer, go to Tools. In Tools, go to Internet Options. In Internet Options, go to Advanced. In Advanced, go to Security. Okay. And in Security, allow active content from CD as well as on my computer. If you don't tick this, you will not be able to run the file on the Internet Explorer. This is the problem. So here is a Shockwave file, and I had downloaded several such Shockwave files in animation.
These enzymes digest particles or cells taken into the cell by phagocytosis. They also digest old organelles such as mitochondria. The hydrolytic enzymes that degrade proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, and carbohydrates.
These are files, these are animations which are created by teachers all over the world. you will have millions. I'm telling you, there are millions of such animations with, you can say, audio on it. Okay. You can see audio here. You can click mark. You can see even text. You can switch on, switch off. Okay. You can see the text here.
Hydrates are formed in the endoplasmic reticulum and then transported.
Sorry, as it plays, you can see the text here if you have enabled. If you remove the text, you can remove it. But I prefer to enable because many a times our children cannot really understand the foreign accent, whether it is British or American, they can't understand. So it is better that you keep the text on so that our children can read also as well as follow the commentary. What I usually used to do is, first I used to run the entire animation in the class, and then I would switch off the audio and then talk on my own and give my own explanation about the entire animation. So you can revise also. I used to use Hindi words, Marathi words in the class so that, you know, at least students who are from vernacular medium, they can understand. You can put in some more words, you can put some jokes here and so on, so that you can switch it off. So, but first time you can switch on the audio so that our children get used to these audio. So this is about Shockwave files, and this is how I have collected all these animations. So I'm going to open, let's say, immunity. Can you see now? Once you have used the Internet Explorer to see the animation, you will get this sign in front of it. And can you see this file extension here? This is SWF file. Okay. I'm going to click on it again. It has opened up. This is cytotoxic T cell.
When a virus infects a cell and synthesizes viral proteins, some of these proteins are degraded to peptide fragments.
The interesting thing is that, or the best thing
These peptide fragments are complex.
The best thing I would say is that there are several animations which can be understood only by student only when you show them animations. And this is why I find that, you know, animations are something which is very important for us. Now look at this, the entire protein synthesis. Okay, fine. I'm going to play. Okay, you can play.
Translation is the process whereby the base sequence of a messenger RNA is converted into the amino acid sequence of a polypeptide. This process involves an mRNA, tRNAs, amino acids, a ribosome, and other accessory proteins.
Okay, I'm going to stop it because we're not looking at the entire, yeah, okay. Why I'm saying this is because for you to draw a diagram and explain something like DNA structure or protein synthesis and all that, you know, students find it very abstract and it is very difficult to bring those concepts for them to understand. So the best is to show them animations, and these animations are so easily available. As I said, just type .swf on whatever you want. So this is Hershey and Chase experiment. Okay.
In the Hershey-Chase experiment, bacterial viruses.
Okay. So the entire thing you can go through like this also. There's a cursor available, the bacteriophage and the action and so on. Why I'm trying to show is because, you know, you might spend 1 hour in explaining protein synthesis, but an animation which may be just 10 minutes long will explain the entire aspect of protein synthesis, DNA structure, RNA, formation, everything, all that. So animations are the best. And like this, I'm just going to show you nothing again to show off, but look at the number of animations that I have been able to pick up. More than 730 animations are there. So this is how animations and videos you can download from YouTube as well, as I said earlier, and you can keep them with you. Okay. So I have talked about PPT, PDF, college websites, Root, Sitemap, animations, YouTube, Zillisoft, Internet Explorer, now quizzes and MCQs. These days, most teachers are baffled with how to search for quizzes. Okay. Once again, Google is the answer. And what is that? Just open and say, okay, taxonomy. Just write quiz with answer. Don't waste time in making your own answers. Okay, 20 questions and showing answers. So you right click, open in a new tab, and you will have quiz, okay, with answers here. Now, what you can do is you can open this quiz in your class if you have internet connection, and as soon you can keep this browser ready with you, or copy and paste this website or the site link and keep it ready with you, and then you can play this quiz in the class once the lecture is over. So ask the students to select the answers. Whoever knows the answers, how many domains are there, you know, that way. 8 levels of classification, broad to more specific. So they arrange kingdom. So there are, I'm telling you, there are millions and millions of quizzes along with answers that are available on the site. Okay, some which can be played on the site itself, some which are in a Word document format. To know a Word document format, just type .doc and taxonomy quiz with answers. Okay, .doc. .doc will open only those quizzes where there are questions which are written on a document. So now I'm opening it up. Oh, it's saying forbidden. Yeah, here it is. Start the quiz. This test has 10 questions. Start the quiz. Okay, and then you will have the entire quiz. Okay, you can see here. These kind of things are online. Okay, so what happens is once you answer, at the end of it, it will give you whether you are right or wrong, and that is what helps you. So you can finish the entire quiz and then look at all the question and answers at the end. This is one possibility. Okay, or second possibility is you can, oh, I don't want plant taxonomy, animal taxonomy. So I'm going to open it here. Oh, it's asking you to save, and see here, it is a Word document. Okay, so classification notes and sheets. I'm just going to save it on the desktop right now for you to see. Yeah, here it is. Okay, and you have the entire quiz. As I said, you don't need to make these. Look at this. Look at the way in which this teacher has made the entire quiz with the answers. Don't forget, because otherwise you'll spend 2 days in just searching for each and every answer. So I'm making things very clear that don't waste time for things which people have already done on the internet. That's the important thing. Okay, so your questions and answers you will get. That's the best way to you know, save your own time and save. Okay, so that is. Many teachers are asking me how to engage children, students in a Zoom class. Okay, so what I have been doing, I'll tell you. Where is the Nitin? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. I'm just opening up the. Now we'll throw the meeting open to everyone. Just unmute everybody, Nitin, and let's see all the.
So they can unmute themselves.
Yeah.
I have the mute all option. They can unmute themselves.
Please unmute yourself, and you can, in fact.
Thank you so much. Very enlightening. And this is what we really needed, actually. Yes, that was common sense that, you know, we were spending a lot of time on PPT, and knowing that so much resource is available. But there were two things that you throwed light on. You can make use of this, give the credit to where you have taken the resource from. So that was just a request. Could you please just, I'm noting down things that, so what did you do today? Could you just, you have that in written in your Word file. So I just want to see that, so when we can revise it, you know, when we go back, this is what we studied. So that page was there of yours?
I will just.
Yes.
Can you see?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Nitin has something to share. Nitin, please start your camera and.
I'm on a desktop, so it will be only the voice.
Okay.
Right. I just wanted to show something, you know, how fast we can search actually, especially if you're having a lot of files on your, like you said, you have got a lot of files on your system.
Correct.
Docs, PDF, PPTs, so on and so forth. So I'll have to share my screen.
Yes.
So you can stop sharing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. I got it.
Yeah.
I'll revise it. Okay, thank you.
Nitin has some things to talk about.
Will you take the Q&A first from the
yeah.
participants
Sorry.
if they have any queries?
Good afternoon, sir. This is Nandita.
Yeah, hi Nandita. Yeah,
hello. Yeah, so I wanted to one request is that this recording of this Zoom meeting, could you put it on your channel so that we get an opportunity to go back once again?
Oh, very good. Yeah, sure. I will do that. Yeah. Definitely.
Because I had my laptop on, but I couldn't keep up with the pace. So if you could put it on your channel, we could do it once again and become
Definitely.
more familiar with it.
I will. Surely.
Oh, thank you so much. And second thing, sir, I have actually, my laptop is a mess. I have same document 10, 20 times. So is there any tool where I can organize it or make it more systematic?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Sorry.
You showed started your presentation with a very well organized way of your data you have.
Right.
I have actually over a given period of time, I have this same document 10 times, 20 times multiplied. Is there any tool how I can classify it and delete something and all that?
So when you make folders and you start copying the files, it will ask you whether you want to duplicate the file or overwrite it. You can easily overwrite so that the same file does not get in two places, you know. So cut it from all the folders. So it will ask you about which are the files which are already existing so that you don't duplicate the file.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. It's a very nice session. Yeah.
Pleasure. Yeah. Any more questions are there, Nitin?
Dr. Pandya, I generally use Google Meet. Can we do all this on Google Meet?
You can. The only problem is Google Meet does not allow you to record the entire session. And that is the reason I'm preferring Zoom. Right now, the entire meeting has got recorded.
Yeah, and you know what? I just don't prefer.
The big problem.
But generally don't prefer to record it. You know, it's all impromptu. Now, what I was asking you, can we just put this link or the video on the PPT?
I'm going to do that. I'll put the video on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel and I will share it. Surely.
No, not this, Dr. Pandya. What I'm saying, that SWF you were downloaded, right? Can I stick it on my PPT so that when I click on it, it will start playing?
No. Shockwave files, you cannot stick it on PPT, but you can click, you can copy and paste small video.
The link.
Video files you can, but Shockwave file does not get attached to a PPT. So what I used to
that means
I used to keep the PPT as well as the animation folder ready.
Okay, you mean I have to keep it at the bottom ready so that I can click it when I want.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
But remember one thing, I learned it through a very bad experience. And what is that?
Yes.
If you carry your PowerPoints, okay, in your own laptop, then it is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you take it on the pen drive, then be extremely careful. I will tell you what is the meaning. You may copy a PowerPoint on a pen drive, but all the images that you have taken, or all the animations, or all the videos that you have pasted on the PowerPoint will not run through the pen drive.
Okay.
Okay. For that, it is called as associating the file. I will show you. Nitin, give me the screen share once again, please.
It's enabled, sir.
Okay.
You're already presenting right now. We can see your browser.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show you by opening a PowerPoint. Okay. That's the best way that I can do.
Meeting zoology.
Yeah. Okay. If you have animations in these, okay. Biodiversity, I've given a talk. Here. Now, if I take a slide and I put in that, if I put an animation here, okay, how you can put, you know that, of course, sorry, not animation, but video. Insert, go to video here.
Movie.
Okay. Video.
Movie, object.
Movie or video or something. Okay. Now, if you do this and if you run the PowerPoint from your laptop or your computer, the video will open. It works.
Yeah.
But if you copy this PowerPoint in a pen drive, before you copy the PowerPoint on a pen drive, you copy the videos which you are going to show into the pen drive.
Okay.
And then you associate the pen drive. Somebody's carpenter is working. Can you switch off the mic? Please mute. Yeah. So what you will have to do is first pick up all the videos, put it in the pen drive. All those you want in a folder.
Yeah.
Open the PowerPoint through the pen drive, and then you load the videos into the PowerPoint.
Okay.
I have landed for talks on a pen drive, and none of the videos worked.
It happened to me also.
Ago. I learned it through a very bad lesson. This was more than 15, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Once even I was also looking like a fool, it didn't open. So generally now we are sitting at home and teaching. So it's on the PC. So when I clicked on it, it worked.
But remember to do that when you are going for a talk to another college on a pen drive.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So this is called, in technical words, this is called as associating the link or the file.
Okay,
thank you. So you have to create that association. So what is creating the association? From here, you will have to pick up the animation or the video from the source, okay?
And then
from the source, and then you have to put it there, okay? That's how.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, when we are downloading the YouTube from the Google site, no, sir, we can get ad also in middle of the PPTs or the YouTube videos. We are getting ad, which are not needed during class. So can we skip that, or any method is there?
Did you see how to download the YouTube video on Zillisoft?
No, Zillisoft I have not tried. That I learned today only.
I have only used YouTube videos downloaded on Zillisoft, and no ads.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Those ads are basically website specific on YouTube.
Okay, sir.
The YouTube site is earning money from those advertisers.
Okay,
So
sir.
they will play only when you open the video on the YouTube site and then show it to your students.
Yeah.
So use Zillisoft, download the video and store it in your folder, and then you can keep the entire thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Vanita Kamath from Kritik. Sir,
Yes.
my query to you is basically we've been given Microsoft Teams as a platform
Right.
by the college for a teaching purpose.
Yeah.
But like I'm having my own PPT and I teach by sharing the PPT only.
Right.
But currently teaching immunology, I believe that it's better that they see the videos also, animated videos also.
Right.
So like this SWF files that you said,
Yeah.
is it what I've noted, sir? If I run a video, because we have faced a lot of issues, particularly with reference to Teams, Microsoft Teams as an option while playing the video.
Yes.
If the students are not able to hear the audio or something like that, so even if the students listen or see themselves, so what I have to tell them? Do they have to use again the Internet Explorer only for opening it?
No, Internet Explorer is only for downloading the Shockwave file.
Okay, only for downloading the Shockwave file, we have to use Internet.
Correct.
Then, in what way I can ask them to see the video on their own only?
Yes, what I have done in webinars is I keep the links ready for all the videos that I want people to see. Okay, and in the chat box, I share the link. Okay, so look at the chat box now. I'm going to write a link. So I tell them, okay, students, now here is a link. All of you can see the link. I'm just arbitrarily typing some link. So everybody can click on that link and can view the video during the time of the talk itself. Because I have seen this. I gave a talk on animal behavior and there were about 10 or 12 videos which I wanted to play. Those were all videos that I had captured, from various places in, you can say, wildlife and so on, which were there. So at that time, all these videos were showing lag. So what I said is, these are the links to the videos, because I opened my own YouTube channel and that's where I shared the videos and I told them to look at them.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you will have to share the link only to the videos. That's the only way you can do it.
Sir, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
After teaching, I have created a Google Classroom because college has given us a Google domain with ID.
Yes.
So once I finished, I put the PPT into the drive and the video is playing when the children are playing it from home.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, so they are able to.
Yes, this is one more thing I forgot to tell you when you were asking about recording. So what you can also do is there is what is called as screen recorder.
Okay, yeah, I think, it's there.
Yeah. So on Google Meet, you can start the screen recorder and record the entire video of your lecture.
Yeah, I can do it, I think.
Okay, that is one.
But
second thing is, if you have a, unfortunately, MI phone, that is a Chinese phone.
Yeah.
In the Chinese phone, MI phone, in the tools, you have screen recorder.
Okay.
You can record the entire video from there.
Okay. Well, I don't use Chinese stuff. In fact, I don't use Zoom also because I'm very patriotic.
Anyway, now the Zoom, they are saying, has been bought over by an American company. That's what they are saying.
That's what. Because
it's not Chinese.
Many people feel more comfortable with the Zoom than Google. But since college has given us a domain, we go through Google.
Yeah. No, that's perfectly fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, why I like Zoom, I'll tell you. 2 Sundays ago, I conducted a meeting of all my ex-students of the school. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you have a paid version of the Zoom,
it's unlimited.
Costing 22,000 per year, 24,000 or 22,000 per year.
N number of people can be accommodated.
400 people can be accommodated in the chat. Not only that, you can post it live on Facebook.
Right. Yes.
And third thing, you can save it on Facebook and anybody can see it anytime on Facebook whenever they want.
They want, yes, correct. Yeah.
So simultaneously, you can air it on Facebook and YouTube.
So
this is what most of the singers are doing nowadays. I mean, I have a lot of my ex-students who are singers. They are publishing their entire video on YouTube and then they are showing it. They are casting it. That's the best thing to do. So yes, but for that you need a paid Zoom.
Paid account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
paid account. So my student was very kind enough and she hosted the entire paid account Zoom because she's a meditation teacher and I conducted that meditation, nature, music and meditation session for her. So she had this paid version and that's how. So on Facebook now there are 1,500 views.
Obviously, yes. Yeah, everybody.
So this is why, you know, I like that if you conduct it on Zoom, you can air it and you can put it there. Yeah. Nitin, any more questions are there? Or any other teacher wants to ask? It's lovely. I didn't see everybody at the beginning, but Kale sir is here, Shanta ma'am is here, Bhavita madam is here. That's so lovely to see so many stalwarts and people who have been teaching since many, many years. But yes, as I said, you know, sharing is most important, you know, because we learn from sharing. So I think what we should do is every 15 days or something, we must have a small session like this so that, you know, we can share and
yes, sir. Yes.
We may have our own doubts, difficulties, anything. Even half an hour, 45 minutes, if we sit and share, I think that is good enough to, you know, share our doubts, our difficulties and so on. So that will be really nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's do this regularly. I don't mind. Although I'm retired now, I'm a consultant at 2 places, but I don't mind on a Sunday. So yeah. But don't sacrifice your health. I have put up in several places, you know, everybody's become now very conscious, and look at all the Tibetan yoga that I'm doing. Oh, good afternoon, Varsha. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you, sir. How are you?
Thanks. Great. Acha, so now
Finder is a different aspect, but Nandita madam had just initially said that, you know, if there are a lot of files and if you need to find a particular file. Yeah, madam, actually, see, first of all, arranging the files has to be done manually in folders, as what sir had explained. There is no other way by which, you know, the system or the PC will automatically allocate folders to certain kind of files. Like in case of emails, we can create filters, right? And then in that we can say that if the email has this particular text or some content, and that goes to this particular label or a folder within a filter within an email. So those things are not visible in this. So we'll have to manually create files for, say, first year, second year, third year exams, admin, you know, these kind of things, and you will have to manually put in all those files, whatever you have, over a period of time, manually into it. But still, there's a way to kind of find the files faster. So I'll just show
thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll just show you the slow method, which is normally the Windows search, which is relatively very slow, and a separate program which you can install, which makes the search faster, and it's free, so it should not be a problem. So I'll just share my screen. Sir, I will close the participant and chat window right now, because then I won't be able to see it.
Okay, right? I'll do that.
So you will become the host again.
Yeah. I'll have to become the host. Otherwise, people might join.
Yeah, they are still joining. So
yeah. So just wait for 2-3 minutes.
I'll have to make you host, because currently I am the host for the session.
You make me the host, then I'll allow you to share screen.
Right, I have transferred the rights to you.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
By the time Nitin sir actually begins his lecture, I just want to ask you about the site map and the routes. Like, if you can just give me in brief what you discussed, na? It got skipped.
I will show you. So, okay. So let's say I'm searching for a file. Okay, I'm searching for, let's say, .ppt on I will not go to the slide share surely, because that is okay. So when you open a file like this, okay, this is the root here. Can you see on the top? I hope you can see my screen, na, Nitin?
Yes, sir.
So here is the root. So how do you go? You choose the / and go back. So from here, the / the next one is here. Next means previous one. Go back and go to the original site of that entire thing. Now you have huge number of resources which are available on that site. Okay. And then in some of the places you might get a prompt saying that you can't, it's blocked or something. You'll have to go back the / more until you come to the root directory or the root site of the entire website of that area of the college, or usually international colleges abroad and so on. They have lots and lots and lots of these kind of stuff. So go to the home and you can see / and sitemap. Okay. Let's see if it is allowing me to access. Some don't allow. They have privacy issues and so on. Some will not allow. Kya ho gaya? Internet itna slow? I have a no. See, page not found. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll try various combinations. Put site space map. Okay, it doesn't have. Otherwise, in the home, right below you might have here. Right below you might have sitemap, or in the institution on the right hand side there will be a drop down menu and it will give you all the kind of things that you can do in the thing, and there will be a sitemap there. Yeah. Okay. Nitin, are you starting?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I will share the screen.
Have you started?
I think you will have to stop sharing, only then I can share the screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Where it is activated. Now?
Yeah. Okay, is my desktop visible?
Yes.
You can see the cursor movement, right? Okay. So one of the issue which we normally face is that we have got a huge amount of files which we randomly kind of store, probably the same file name in different folders, as Nahita madam was telling, and eventually we find it difficult on finding those files. So I'll just give an example over here. Okay, so say for example, I want to search for a particular topic. Is the browser visible?
Yeah. You have typed osteology.
Osteology. Yeah, the Explorer. Okay. So just maximize this. Right. So this is the typical Windows search that you start off with Windows Explorer over here, and you just type in for a particular query and hit enter. And then you will have to wait for probably a few minutes till you actually start getting your hits on this particular keyword. So it's basically searching by keyword. So I had this issue for a long time, and finding files like this, either a PowerPoint or PDF or Word, whatever resources which you have downloaded or generated of your own, was relatively tedious. Okay, so one of the way to overcome this particular hurdle is what now I use is something which is called as Ultra Search. This is eventually a free program. So I'll also show you from where to download this first, and then I'll show you how to use it. So this is my browser. Type in Ultra Search. It is normally given by this is the website Jam-Software, which is basically a free search tool. So you can go to this website and you can download it for free. So if you click on download, it will ask you to download it from any of the servers over here. Now, depending whether your machine is a 32-bit Windows or whether it is a 64-bit Windows. Now, how will you find this particular thing? So what you can do is, now most of us are probably running Windows 10. You go to this PC and then click on properties. When you click on properties, you can see over here that this is system type, which is 64-bit, or it is x64 based processor. So this is a 64-bit system. If it is 32-bit, then it will be written over here 32-bit, or it will be x86 based based processor. So that's how you differentiate between 32-bit and 64-bit. Okay, so you can kind of check what system you have, and then you can select the ideal file type from here, either x86, which is for 32-bit Windows, or x64, which is for 64-bit Windows. You have two options: either it could be a .exe or it could be in a zip file. So zip file is relatively better, because if you have some virus attack, zip files are invariably safer. If it's a .exe, the virus affects those files faster. So preferably download the zip file. Okay, after downloading it, install the software. I presume all of you know how to install that particular software. And what we get over here is this particular interface. Okay, now we do have this, we have seen the previous session in which I just typed the word osteology, and it was just finding and taking long time to find that particular file. Now here I'll type the same keyword, right? And the moment I'm actually finished off even typing the full word, I'm getting the hits automatically. So this relatively is a faster method of finding your files. Again, in this, we have got one of the option is you can specify what kind of files you want. So it won't search your hard drives, or hard drives if you have on your system, looking for a lot of files. So if I just say I want to probably go for document files, office files and document files, it will just search for those files. It will not show me the folders in which those files are present. So I can narrow down my search using this particular thing. And even there's a part option of searching the file for content. So if you have specific keywords which are there within those files, and if you remember them, you can narrow down your search drastically. So let me try some other word over here, say toxicology, right? And search all files. Sorry, spelling mistake. Now, another thing over here is we have got this particular option of type of files. Now it's a mixture of all the files. So you will have PDF, PPT, all of them kind of, mixed amongst each other because it's alphabetical. So you can just click on type over here and you can see I've got the doc files which contains the word toxicology, or which is dealing with toxicology over here. Then we have got the PDFs which has got the word toxicology in the title, and then we have got below would be the PowerPoints which are dealing with toxicology, or the word toxi as I've written over here. So this is one way of actually finding out files relatively faster,
much faster
compared to using the regular search. If I just give the same word over here, keyword, it still finds it, but I think the search over there is much more faster and more accurate compared to the Windows search. So this is what I wanted to share with, because we do have this issue of, finding the right kind of files every time when you quickly need them. So that becomes an issue.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Yeah. Are there any more questions? Okay, I don't think so there are any more. So thank you all and have a lovely Sunday. Oh no, sorry. I forgot. Many teachers have asked me about how to engage children during the web talk, what to do. So my daughter, who is in Melbourne, she was telling me that their teachers are asking at random any student to give a summary of the lecture that you conducted, so that you know that they are attentive and paying attention, So it's like if you randomly say, okay, Seema Ajbani, please tell what was the last 2 sentences that I said, So now what happens is, if that student is sleeping, or if the student has put the video off and he's playing cricket outside and kept the camera on or something, you can come to know whether the student is there. You can announce this at the beginning of your lecture, that at random you might pick up any roll number and ask them to give points about what topic you covered in that class. Okay, that you can do. And you can also say that during the class you have to record some bits and pieces of the video. So let's say when I'm giving a talk and you recorded it for 15 seconds or 30 seconds or so on. So you can at random say roll number 352, you have to write the summary of today's lecture and attach 2 small video clips which are there. Okay. So this is what, what happens is then the students can't leave the class or cannot be, putting proxy attendances and so on and so forth. So this helps you a lot. This is really a good way to see that the students are paying attention in your class as well as attending the entire lecture. And there are, of course, teachers come out with their own possible solutions and answers to this, but this I found very interesting. So what happens is the students are paying attention and they're writing, some notes or something or the other for that. So that's good. Yeah. Any other method that any teacher wants to share with what they have been doing so that the students are totally attending mentally and physically both in the class? If anybody wants,
sir, we can ask one question and tell them to write the answer in the chat box. All students should write the answer in chat box within, and we can give 5 minutes or some time for them to write the answer in chat
very
box.
Good.
Like
very good.
One just a send means who is that, or
right.
Ratio, genetic ratio of what, like
right.
that.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
All will write in the chat box and we can know.
So either you can ask everybody to write the question, answer for the question, or you can say, I'm going to randomly talk about some roll numbers and they will have to write the answer, So everybody is waiting. They don't know whose number is going to be announced. And then you can keep the classroom participation marks for that, or some such thing for the students. Very good solution. Yeah.
during class, I found one difficulty that students are chatting with themselves in between, and that we cannot control. Actually, they are meeting only nowadays. They are not able to meet in the classes, and they are able to meet only to these online classes. So they are telling me also. So I give them some time, but that makes little. I feel how to control that or how to engage. We can give them time, but 40 minutes time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's not enough. That is wasting little bit time. So I feel I'm not getting any idea how can we engage or how can we change that.
Since many years, I have always had WhatsApp group of the students of every class. First year, second year, and third year zoology class. So through WhatsApp, you can tell them that don't spam, don't put any political or religious messages, only subject related messages can be put in the WhatsApp group. And that's how, you know, so that then what happens is in the class, they don't chat or they don't waste your time. So I have had WhatsApp group, and now what has happened is there are WhatsApp group which are 10 years old and 8 years old and 6 years old, and they are all still connected to me.
Yes, sir, to make the WhatsApp group, but once they are finished the course, I make them in the alumni group. So like that group is there.
Yes.
They used to chat in the group, but they are telling that they are not able to meet in the classes, so we are missing the classes like that. So few time is fine, but that is now, ma'am, we can talk for some time now. Now the class is okay, like that they were.
So, you know, maybe what can be done is you can privately host a Zoom meeting of 100 students, you know, and say, okay, we will have a variety entertainment program or, you know, something like that for them, so that socially they are also connected. That is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I have been doing that for my school group, for my WhatsApp group. We generally have singing sessions, you know, once every month or something, or once every fortnight on Saturday evening or something like that.
Yes, yes, that is a good idea, sir.
Yeah, socializing is very important for children.
Yeah,
they should all keep their cameras on, everybody, and then they can, you know, do some mimicry or social. I mean, anything. They might have so many talents with them, you know. So we are missing all that.
Yes. Yes, that is good idea, sir. Rather than the classroom, we can meet one time.
Yeah,
and
you can tell them that, you know, every Saturday.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
See,
yes,
as it is, we are giving less time to our students, you know, because of this online teaching program. So maybe they can host, and the Zoom is free right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, all of you. We will have this as a fortnight regular session, and we can exchange more and more, you know, ideas and so on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. God bless you and have a lovely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On behalf of everybody, I would like to thank you, sir, for a very good initiative. And we should keep in touch with this conversation. And it is a really guiding part. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Nitin, sir, and Parvez, sir.
Thank you, Nitin, sir, also. Thank you, Nitin, sir.
Most
Thank
welcome.
You, sir.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Unless Nitin was next.
Thank you, Nitin. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, just Nitin, sir, yours I missed.
I think sir has recorded it, so probably it will be there in the recording.
Okay, fine. That will be good. Thank you so much. Thank you to both of you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.